where voices cry but none can speak. In halls of whispers, secrets keep. We're here to break the silent streak. Stand up, fight, don't let it go. Reveal the truths they won't show. In the darkness, light will grow. Justice rises, voices flow. Children's dreams are cast aside in the system where lies reside. We won't let them run and hide. Hearts are strong, we're full of pride. Stand up, fight, don't let it go. Reveal the truths they won't show. In the darkness, light will grow. Justice rises, voices flow. Children's dreams are cast aside in the system where lies reside. We won't let them run and hide. Hearts are strong, we're full of pride. Stand up, fight, don't let it go. Reveal the truths they won't show. In the darkness, light will grow. Justice rises, voices flow. In every tear, a story's told. Every heartbeat's calling bold. With hands and spirits, we will mold a future where love takes hold. Stand up, fight, don't let it go. Reveal the truths they won't show. In the darkness, light will grow. Justice rises, voices flow.
Hello, everyone. Welcome in. I'm Danielle, and your host today, and we are here for the 5:40. Well, it's usually the 5 o'clock show, but for Unmasking Foster Care Corruption. And with everything going on in our world, nationwide and worldwide, we got the chat down here. So how's everyone doing? Happy Friday. We made it again to Friday. So, what's going on out there in our worlds, families? I still don't hear much about reunification going up. Hi, Jonathan. How are you? Welcome in. How have you been? Any news from up where you're at? I do know. So there has been a. I would like to share. I will share with y'all the story with my son, the situation here shortly. Just remind me. But I did want to, get some people's input or opinions on everything that's going on. And I did see today in Alabama, Representative Pascal is passing a bill that is that it is required that DHS investigate. Not DHS. That they investigate DHS for the parent. Hold on, I thought I had it, but I don't know. It's in Alabama, but that they're requiring now for DHS to contact parents. Hey, hey, Matthews, how are you? I don't know how to say your name, but how are you doing? Hi, Debbie. Hello, Danielle. Got to see my grandson. The worker took us to Pratt so we can go to Walmart. That is awesome. When did that happen, Debbie? That's awesome, Debbie. That's great. So I'm glad y'all can hear me, right? Y'all can hear me. Not much now. I know. It's let's see. Around Valentine's Day and everything was going great, and things were moving along. And now, with the whole these executive orders and everything, it's kind of it's halted a little bit, and it's not like it's not the like there's the motivation behind it, Jonathan, you get what I'm saying? Around here, we were talking about that today, me and the team, like Vinny and stuff. And you know, a lot of parents still face the challenge of being bullied by these people. And I just don't, they don't realize what they're doing is damaging families. And it's like what are the long-term consequences of the abuse, of the bullying, the neglect they do to us? Today about 11:30, Debbie. Okay. So y'all see what's going on with these people, and y'all, we still see families being, the kids being removed. I do have, and maybe let me tell you what's going on with my let me share with y'all what is going on with my case. So, there were arrangements to be made. We've received a call, and that, so the guardian ad litem haven't spoke with since November. Okay, so just remember that. Okay, remember that November of last year. Okay, so we're contacted to make arrangements to fly out and get my son. Right, make you know we buy the plane tickets. Well, the DFCS or Texas, I'm not sure, was going to make sure that my son was going to have a plane ticket back. Okay, so that was supposed to be on the 4th, and then it was the 12th, and then it was the 4th again. So, well, guess what? All of a sudden, when my aunt reaches out to the FCS here in Georgia, she can't get in contact with anybody. Okay, so I mean, why would they play games? We are now at a year now. It is Easter again, almost Easter again, and my son's still not home. Okay, so it's starting to be like it feels like it's being a game to them, like they're playing games. And you know how could so let me just continue on before I get sidetracked. So so you know I was my aunt reached out to me, and she's like, Danielle, what. And I said, why are they being this way? What would make? She said, well, you know what? I said, well, how about? I said, let's reach out to the guardian item, and she did, and we did. And when I tell you that this is what was said, y'all, and I could share that from that that's thank you for letting him know that but he, from his understanding, and the last, back in November, that my son was already arranged and everything was prepared for my son to come back to Georgia to us, to family. And apparently, he said, apparently that was not done, so he will be filing a motion. Y'all, if y'all heard me when I just said that about my situation, I believe. So if this was supposed to happen in November, and they've been dicking us around for November, December, January, February now. We're going into March. That's January, November, December, January, February, March. You're supposed to be home before Thanksgiving. 5 months, y'all. Or 4 months. But yet the guardian ad litem said that my son was already supposed to be from that. That was so they can lie just even to the, I mean, the guardian ad litem has been as honest and real as real can be in my situation, my case, and DFCS decides to just be manipulative. I mean, and do I want to know y'all's opinions. Like, is I mean, I believe this is the right step. I believe that this is the opportunity to get this whole matter addressed, to get these issues addressed. And you know what? I don't want to just. I want to. Hold on. Let's see. Let's catch up on the comments. This is okay. Let me see it. All right. Let me start up here with Debbie. All right. Debbie says, I believe it's going to take time for Trump, but look at all the money that Trump has found that where people will miss using what's going on to happen yes, that's right, Debbie. And this is fear induced totalitarian mass psychosis. That is infanticide and mind rape. They tried it on me, but Christ heals all that with his word. God even uses YouTube. Yes. And I believe that it's and thank you for saying that, Jonathan, because here lately, I want to say the last month, you know, um that's what it's been feeling like a psychosis, and just like I'm my mind is just and it's like a blur. It's like I was lost, like confused, and just wondering why would they keep on? What makes I mean, and it's like you're stuck in a spot. But they don't realize the long-term consequences of this, of I mean, of the abuse and neglect that they show to the families, that they do to the families. So I believe that this motion he's going to file is a good step forward. And I believe also not only to address the situations in my son's situation of immediate placement, but also to address the issues with Georgia here. I believe that, and I was told, it's not only for my son, it's also for others that are faced with the same challenge as me. So why not? This is might be an opportunity for this, is what I'm saying. Like, um, if kids are being done like this and families are being done like this, and these judges are just letting it happen, why? And I believe that I really do believe that this coming up is going to be a game changer. It's going to be I have a really good feeling about it. I know my son's coming home. I know that. I know he's coming home. I know family. We don't give up. Family, we're together. But with everything that's going on in the CPS world nationwide, it's an even bigger. It's an even bigger group of togetherness. Like, we're bigger, and we are more powerful, and we just have to stick together, stand together, because we are more powerful than what we even know. And we gotta get that courage, and that's what, and because I can tell you right now, from me and everything that I've gone through, I know that sorry, y'all. um I know that I just don't understand how these people don't think that there's a book put in place, a manual put in place for them, and these policies and procedures and steps they need to go by, and they don't do that. Okay, they're not doing that, and that is a problem. And yes, Debbie, and with the guardian ad litem, I do, I'll be honest, I don't want to put too much about the case out there, but I believe this is my opportunity to be heard. Since I was, that's why I came up with I'm thinking about changing the name to the show here, to Silenced and Unbroken. Make it short, and but that's how I felt like during my whole case, and during this whole thing. It's like, I mean, my own family's had to experience this as well. It's crazy just to know that even family, like my aunt, and has gone through, and my aunt and uncle have stepped up, and because they know my son means the world to me. All my kids do. All my kids mean the world to me. My girls, bless their hearts. I would love to, I would want to take all this time back, and I would love to fix it, to make it where it's it's not that they're not that it's not that we're not broken. Like, I'm not broken. I'm not going to be broken by these people. I'm not going to be torn down by these people or this system. But a system that was built to strengthen families and support families is not being done that way. It's being done as a negative, like a negative factor, and it's wrong. It's very wrong, and it's not cool. It's not fair. Um, it's something that definitely needs changes. And I've heard people say that it needs to be, but these places and these states that think that it's not going to come out like the truth. I mean, you can't hide forever, and do you? I mean, you can only bully on a parent so long before they. I mean, this is our kids are messing. They're messing with, right? Why would why would okay, if we don't want bullying to happen in school, if we don't want bullying to happen on the school bus, why are adults doing it to children? Can somebody please tell me that? Or a special needs kid or something like that? Like, hold on just 1 second, please. Sorry, y'all. So let's go. Let's see. Let's catch up on the comments. Sounds like the guardian ad litem does understand, and I believe he's got a heart, and he's like, he don't work for the state. He's like his own. They're their own. And here in Georgia, the guardian ad litem is like their own. They're an attorney for the children, but they don't work for DFCS, and they do represent the children. And I like how, and he for him to say that, I believe that is a, because I can tell you right now, he does have an understanding, and he but he's also not being told. They're not communicating with him the truth or communicating with him at all, which I think that's wrong. And I mean, he sees past their bullshit. Pardon my French. Please excuse me for saying cussing like that, but that's how. I mean, that's what they do. They want to mask things and only say what they want to say. But then but they want to blame each other. That's how it feels. Like I'm dealing with two states, Texas, or Georgia and Texas. Georgia is the sitting state of Texas. Texas is the only one housing my son out there in League City at Devereaux. I don't know if anybody's heard of Devereaux Advanced Behavior Health in League City. But what's the silliest thing is there's a Devereaux right 20 minutes from where I live here in Georgia, the same kind of facility. 20 minutes. And they send my son 4 states away. I've got a lot of questions, and they just, so I believe that this is a very good thing. This is very good, and I believe that it's going to be a good thing. But I think it's going to be a good for others as well, other families, and maybe it can spark a domino effect across statewide and nationwide. The this corruption, and people can see the truth, because it needs to be brought to light. I mean, I've been on the criminal side and I've been on the juvenile court side, and and when I walked on the juvenile court floor in my courthouse, you talk about the vibes and I mean, just the uneasy feeling, and like, wow, and everybody looking at you like, oh boy, but yeah, when you go a floor down to the Superior Court floor, it's totally different. It's not so much pressure, or so much animosity or tension. Like, you don't get that uneasy feeling. It's two totally different worlds, and it is family law, juvenile court, juvenile in Superior Criminal Court. It's I mean, it's totally different. I mean, it's like, at least in criminal court, they have to have their ducks in a row, and otherwise it's thrown out. Like, you better plead your case, and you better have that evidence, and this stuff table not, and it better be clear and convincing evidence. And these family law and juvenile court, it's not done that way. It's like they get a slap on the wrist, and when they mess up or do a judicial error, and have to fix it and make an amendment to a court order, or a non pro tonque a court order, where they back now before then, like something that happens in the now, they want to facts and findings, and they want to backdate it to a past time. That's that's definitely not fair to parents. And I can't emphasize that enough to you parents. Please read your paperwork, please. It's it's something that you need to do. A lot of us don't. I promise you, there's a lot that you'll know if you sit down and read your paperwork, read your case file if you have it, if you can get it, read your court orders, get as much and keep detailed information with because these people are playing with our kids. Man, it's our kids. Our kids don't deserve to be in these facilities. They don't deserve to be away from us. Let's bring them home. Okay. So Jonathan says, I have a video on my phone of a demon possessed person, and the demon is saying, Jesus Christ, and God is the truth, and that is saving souls. I am going to put that on my YouTube this weekend. Okay, Jonathan, that'd be awesome. And if you can add my channel to it. Or I can go share it on my channel as well. I would like to see that. That'd be awesome. So I don't know if everybody has been watching the news or everything that's going on. I mean, we could talk about other things as well going on, and like there was the Zelensky today with Trump and Vance. I think they were great. I don't know about y'all, but I think they were great. I'm right here, y'all. I gotta get a drink. Sorry. So I don't agree with these. Hold on. Sorry, I'm getting a drink. Had to. My throat's dry, y'all. This weather can't make up its mind what it wants to do. One day it's cold, one day it's really hot. So how about we talk about like our court improvement programs, like these CPS agencies or DFCS, DSS, whatever it's called in your state or your county. I don't know, and I do know like where Miss Debbie and Miss Chris are. And I think are y'all in Kansas? Miss Debbie, are y'all in Kansas now instead of Iowa? But I do know that when y'all hear someone say like, okay, so we got CPS, and that's what I refer to as Child Protective Services nationwide, okay? But it is called something different in each state. It's called DFC. Sorry, my dog's barking. It's called Department of Family and Children's Services here in Georgia. In other states, it's called DSS, DHS. Hold on, please. Sorry, the dog is. I don't even know what she's doing, but she's she's bossy sometimes, but she don't get her attention. So that was her. Like she sometimes likes me being on the live, and sometimes she don't. So she's at my door, like yelling at me, I guess, telling me to come home. But she's gonna have to wait. It's okay. She got attention today. It's time for me to be with the community and with the world around with y'all because it's Friday and it's getting to be we're 2 months, almost 3 months into the year 2025, and why do why does it feel like things are going to get worse before it gets better? Can somebody tell me that? I mean, has anything else been feeling that way? Like they're playing games, period, with everything in general, like every area of the government. Like, look at the. I mean, I don't know if I'll get banana, but look at the files that they like. Come on, FBI, what's up? This is our life, and so so we got different programs and the CIP. I don't know if y'all have ever heard of the CIP, which is a let's see, hold on. Medicine Lodge, Kansas. Okay, so thank you, Debbie, for answering that. So it's in Kansas. I do know that when CPS does contract out to a third party called TFI, which is a third party. Am I correct, Debbie? So, and if you go look at some of the data that they've released, a lot of states are doing this, and that's these third. I mean, that's a why that's where the money's going. Like, but yeah, they can't provide services to these families to get them back up to where. I mean, it's supposed to be promoting safe and promoting safe and stable families, like to strengthen families. That's I mean, the motto here in Georgia is That's what it is. To strengthen families, to promote safe and stable families. Well, stable, safe, but third party, come on. Like these people, um, Debbie, you want to share with us maybe like a little bit about the with TFI or TIF or however, the third party, is it when it's contracted out like that? Do they have to have license? Do they have to have any kind of training? Is that like actual people that are caseworkers that are like being like interacting with parents and going along with the case like a social worker would do? Are they social workers? I mean, like, do they have to have a license? Do they have to meet certain requirements, or is it just people they just hire to throw in jobs and to get kids? Or I mean, are these ones that do the removals too? This third party? Um, because I'm if they I don't believe that if they're not licensed for that job, if they didn't have any type of schooling or learn like any classes on, I mean, they because being a social worker, it's a lot. I mean, yes, it's a lot, but you have to have a passion to do it too. You can't just come into it and not want to do it. I mean, you have to actually want that career and want to pursue in that. You have to have a heart for it, because if you're thinking that you're built for that and then you come in and you mess with these families, it's not fair. You're supposed to have follow by your policies and procedures and these steps, but they're not doing it. Wish I had my computer up because I would love to share some things with y'all. You know, I don't agree with like them contracting things out and wasting, what is it? It's federal funds, title, what, for Social Security money? I mean, and let me ask you this: anyone that had their kids in foster care, or anyone that's faced with this, y'all are hey Brenda, did you make it where you were, Brenda? You know what I mean? I don't know if anybody remembers the show from the other night, overnight. Me and Brenda, we talked about anything and everything, and we had a good time, and we had a good time with everyone. And I know it was late night. We were tired, but we wanted, it was a last minute thing, and we're gonna do them more often. But and it was overnight, and we just but it was a good show, and Naylor was with us, so yeah. So we're gonna try to start doing that more often. So Debbie says they are like social workers. Okay. So these states that are and it's federal funds that keep them up and going, the third parties. So if they were to like stop the federal funding, um, you're an hour away. You better be careful, girl. Be careful. Don't be putting your focus on me while you're driving, Brenda. Be careful. Because let me tell you guys, you know me, squirrel. So the CIP is a like court improvement program. So this is between like the legal and judicial communities and the child welfare agencies. So this is supposed to be like, I'm guessing like services, but it's federally funded, y'all. Federally funded CIPs. Don't know if y'all have ever heard of it. It's probably called different things in our states. I'm really not sure if they have to have a license. And from my understanding, I'm not too sure. I think I'll have to look this up and fact check it. But I know that I thought they made social workers where they can go interstate now, and also, and I thought that if they were actually doing the removal, or they have to be licensed to do like a referral or something. I mean, like a caseworker like that's not licensed can tell you, but can't. The referrals have to come from a licensed one. I thought that's what I read. Could have been just for Georgia. Maybe I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. I wish. I mean, like today's show is me starting at cold turkey. Like I did not. I see you, Brenda. Um, let's see. Jonathan says, but I have been told that they are mentally sick. Yeah, CPS and foster parents. Government reps have told me. And it's true, Jonathan. It's true. And I mean, just think about like, how can they let something go? For one, how can you hurt a child and be okay with yourself? For two, there, I'll never understand how anyone could ever think to ever hurt a child in a way that is horrible and traumatizing and could end up unaliving, like hurting a child to where they will no longer be. It's messed up. How could you? I mean, people. How can you sleep at night just knowing that if as parents have lost our children and children have been removed and just stripped away from us, and we're not told nothing. And I know parents out there that have been through that. And I mean, what do you think the child feels like in the family? You're trying to break up a bond that it's never gonna, you're never gonna be able to break that bond between that child, them children, and their parents or their family. Because I promise you, there's family. I mean, even if they're not close to their parents, they're close to somebody in that family. And I can show that with my kids and my family. But my son knows who I am. He knows I'm his mom. He calls me Danielle. And I don't feel as though it's right to pressure a child to have to call. Like, let's say if, like in my case, guardian ad litem, or not the guardian ad litem, the guardians, our family members, don't, what do y'all feel about them forcing, or like someone that may have our children, them forcing, like making them call them mom? What's that going to do to a child mentally? Like my daughter, my youngest daughter, when she was younger, I had went away for a minute. And when I got out, I did see her, I did keep in touch. And we had this thing, like, I love you all the way to the moon and the stars. And she would call me Mommy Danielle. And like her, family that had her with the guardian, and so when later on I called one day to talk to her, and all I hear is she ran on, and she said, I just don't understand, got to mommy. And but where, I was wondering where it changed. Like, do you know how much that hurt? Like, and it sticks with me till this day. I can't, I wish I can go back and change my past, but that's time I'm never going to get back. And I can keep myself in the bed every day because my kids have been not able to be. My son, yes, my son's been close to me since he was born. I mean, my son, I've been involved in his life. I was never denied being in his life. I was in drug court in 2016, 17, and 18. I graduated it. And you know who was at my graduation? My mom, my pop, my dad, my son, my son, and my nanny, and their friends and family. Friends were there. But my son and my nanny and my mother were at class, and my aunt was at classes to support me. And, you had to bring your there was a class with like the family and we had to bring in family members and our support team pretty much. And for my nanny and my mom and my son and my best friend, he came as I went to this class like 3 times a week, so, and it was part of the program. And you know for them four to, and my aunt as well, that is, and my aunt and uncle that are helping get my son home, this showed me, and it also showed the people that I was dealing with every day, the court, and the counselors and stuff. They saw us, they saw the togetherness, but and yes, there was hurt with my family that because of my past, but I made it better. Sorry, y'all. Okay, I'm good. I'm not gonna mess with it. All right. because my phone just keeps going in and out. And sorry, tomorrow I'll be much better. So Debbie says there's only 2 social workers that my daughter has seen. Has she got new caseworkers? Like, have they put new caseworkers on there? Like, switch out caseworkers? Did you know I had a new one, and I didn't even know that the caseworker that was on my case just here recently is no longer on my case or on my son's case, and that's confusing. But now apparently my son was supposed to be home in November, so it's kind of not cool that they can be that way with our kids. So just know that's what's going on, and shame on you, state of Georgia. Shame on you. But thank you, Mr. Guardian ad litem. You're awesome, and I thank you for seeing the seeing what's going on and being real. I wish there was more like you, sir, and hopefully that we can make that change and show everyone that there are good ones that work for and that are involved and that you have heart to get these kids back home to their families and reunited with their families. And thank you, Mr. Guardian. I'm not going to put his name out there until after. I'm going to ask him. But I have to say, this just took a turn, and I feel way, way better about what's the steps are going to be taken now, and it's going to be done, and it's going to be done real quick. Like, yeah, so they are a third party. That's what I was told. Yeah, the TFI, because and Brenda says, "Hey Debbie, hey John." So the worker. Okay, let's see. Debbie said the worker that took us to pray with John, I believe she's like 25 years old and she is not married. A lot of them were like that. A lot of them. I mean, like, and then sometimes I wonder if they've lied about their identity. Are they even telling the truth? Look for that stuff, people. I can't tell you enough. Sorry, y'all. Today, I cleaned out my truck, my vehicle, and I getting it let a family get it so they can they needed a vehicle, and so they cleaned it out and let them in, the appreciation, thank yous, and just the vibes I got from the gratitude that they showed, and just I knew how much it meant to this dad and grandpa, and then his wife and his family. And I knew they, and that's a good feeling, and just to know that it's going, and I can help a family out. It's a really good feeling, and how appreciative. It was amazing, y'all, and it felt really good, and it's there, y'all. People, we're getting there. It's baby steps, everyone. But we're going to make this change happen. We're going to pack it up and we're going to get this reform done. We're going to get the bad apples out of shame on me, bad out of the CPS system. And we're going to get these families reunited with their children, families back together and built in the areas that they fall weak in, where they struggle in. We're going to get them back. We're going to get the services that need to be, whatever the family's struggling, that comes face to face with a CPS investigation or a CPS case. They need to be provided with the services that can get them back to the foundation they need to be standing on to provide for their families. That's what CPS is on. That's what child welfare system is supposed to be about. It's supposed to be about strengthening these families to promote a safe and stable home, safe and stable family, stability, people, safety, stability, togetherness, reunification. Georgia, I'm going to say it again. Georgia, in the last year, their reunification numbers have declined 64%. Declined in the last year. That was what the last data pulled. And Candace Broche said it herself. She's the director of the state of Georgia, the DHS, Department of Human Services, Division of Family and Children Services. She's the director that oversees the human services and here in the state of Georgia, and she said it herself. in a briefing they had with the House, I believe, with Congress or whatnot, on February. No. Was it February 20? No, it might have been February. It's January 25th. It might have been, or later than that. It could have been February 6th. I don't know. I'll share it on my channel. So let's go see some comments. The worker that took us. Okay, so Debbie, they confuse the children by telling them to call foster people mom and dad. Yeah, Debbie or Brenda, it sucks. And then they wonder why these kids are confused. You can't like look, when Carrie was here with us, my son, okay, my son's name is Albert. You know what they call my son? Albeezy. If y'all look up Albeezy, we did it on a show one night. It will just make you sick to your stomach. This rapper and my son don't listen to rap music. He listens to Christian music and country music. He loves Cole Swindell. He loves Bob Marley. And he loves Mercy Me and Big Daddy Weave. Big Daddy Weave is like a Christian artist, and one of his favorite songs is "I Know" by Big Daddy Weave. I sing it to him when he wants me to. I'll sing a little bit of each song to him. Like he likes "Lean on Me." His favorite songs are "Lean on Me," "I Can Only Imagine," and Big Daddy Weave. I know. So, and the "I Know" song by Big Daddy Weave sticks to my son because he says that's how he knows that his nanny, who's in has gained her angel wings. That's her way of telling him that she knows he's safe, he's good, and that's like her way of communicating. And that's what my son said. And do you know this facility tried to say that the voices in my son's head, and that, how are you going to take something that has been with the child for this long and turn it into something it's not? Let alone it. I don't know if I want to share the deeper stuff on his individualized plans of like objectives he's supposed to meet. Okay, he's supposed to meet certain objectives and for like a form every quarter, but they're supposed to have monthly meetings. So if the month, let's say in 2023, in the first 6 months he didn't meet each month, like they're in four increments. It's supposed to be January, February, March, April is in quarter one. May, June, July, August is in the second. No. Yes, second. No, I got that wrong. I missed January, February, March, April is in the first. May, June, July, August, September, October. So it's 3 quarters. So it's a 4 month increment with their 4 month time period with their I guess the way they were doing the objectives, and for things to work on, like the case plan room, things for him, objectives for him to meet and stuff. But when they make it look like my son is a predator or like doing things in public that he shouldn't do, when they make him sound like that, but then like 2 months later they say that they are withdrawing that and will discontinue that objective, and they will re redo it. Makes you wonder how these kids are really perceived to be, because that is disgusting. I mean, you have to like it's nasty that they could think of a child that is special needs that way. When my son, no, he would, but they never said it, and it was never addressed, and I had to see it on that paper, and it made me sick to my stomach. And then for them to turn around and not even a month later say that they will no longer have that as an objective, and that no, my son was not doing it in public, and any others were involved, and he didn't do it in public, and it's just, it shouldn't have even been addressed. Like, you should have just left that. I mean, they turned something and dramatized it, like not drama, just drama, and over made it over dramatic and made it more than what it was. And then just to turn around and say, oh, well, we're going to take that away and we're not going to discontinue that objective and that problem. And because he is not doing this and he's not, I mean, the courts need to improve on that because that's something that could affect my son because their false objectives or their false reports or their false information could jeopardize a case and it could take a turn for the not better for the worse like that. And when they can just manipulate and not tell the truth like and then go back and say, hey, you know, my son is not, I'm telling you right now, my son is not that way and it will not be perceived that way because my son would not ever disrespect anyone. He was raised under that and he comes from a very loving home. My nanny and mom and everyone showed, I mean, my son he knows how to be kind. He knows his manners. He's a very sweet, sweet 19-year-old young man that would love to share his story and his silliness to y'all. And I can't wait for that day. So here we are. Let's see. They confuse the children by telling them, yeah, Brenda, I hope you're having a good time and I hope you stay safe. Brenda, you want to tell us, hey, Albie, how you doing? I'm all for the Department of Education to be mixed. Watch how social worker overall changes with that. Hope for the future. Right, Albie? And I believe that, like, okay, so with special, for some reason, a lot of people in our world think that special needs, nonverbal, just any special needs, that they need to be locked away somewhere. And I don't know why it's so strong in the belief of that, because no child should be detained in a facility or detained in a group home or just detained, period. They need to be at home with their family. I mean, they like so what I'm saying is like the ones that are being signed over their state and like because maybe have a behavioral, well, you got to understand with that child, what if they can't communicate and nobody's understanding? Would you not get frustrated after so long? Would you not get frustrated if your child was nonverbal and he or she couldn't communicate and there was no way for them? Like, say if you don't have the device, like the computer or the tablet, I mean, with the software on it that they can communicate with, and they don't know how to, like, we gotta be an understanding that they're in there. Trust me, they're in there. They're in there. They listen to everything that is going on around them. They know. They just don't know how to elaborate that to get it out. They don't. That's where their struggle is, and that's where they get frustrated because they're trying to communicate, but and then it gets overwhelming because their mind's going so fast and so so loud and they get frustrated and well, of course they're gonna shout or get angry and but you know what, we us parents are and these caseworkers and counselors and teachers be understanding. They can't speak. The ones that are nonverbal, they can't speak. So how else if they don't know sign language, if they don't know, how are they communicating? I mean, I know technology is advanced and but think about these kids that are nonverbal, they're there, I promise, because they are, when they get the knowledge and the understanding of how to verbalize, be vocal, or be communicate, you'll be surprised at how much they've listened to and how much they know. Especially if you have a child that's been nonverbal and is maybe in their teens and has listened on these like had been silent all that time, and now they have something that how they a form of, whether it be a smart device or but a form of somehow they can communicate with us. Wow, I've seen TikToks, I've seen some stories, and Carrie talks about it with her son Colton, and Colton, we love you, and I hope you're doing great, Greg and Colton. Miss Shaw, miss you, Carrie. And I hope Colton's okay. And please keep in touch. We love you, Colton, and I know your mom would be proud of you, buddy. So mango, mango, mango. See, so I was with we were on the video call, like video visits and stuff with me, Carrie, and Colton. So Carrie was my co-host with me when I started the show. We did 3 episodes together, and it fell into place, and it was great. Well, she passed away unexpectedly, and it went during the show. It was like, but we had started the show. We were 3 shows in, and she is no longer here with us. And her son is autistic. But on the last show that we did, we were talking about how the same subject about these nonverbal kids, and with her son, he said things in threes, like, hey, 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 mango, 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 no, no, no. He'd have to say it in threes, so he'd press the thing 3 times, and everything, like, because on this little tablet, you can go into history and hear what he said during the day when he got home from maybe his school or something. So that's a way that these kids can communicate. Is like, I'm sorry, y'all. It's okay. Sorry, y'all. My bad. I didn't tell them. My roommate said I was on my life. So, but, so back to the tablets. But think about how the kids were like in the early 2000s, or like my son. But my son was verbal, and he was like, they told me it was a mild case. Hey Chris, I see you. I see your message, Chris. Sorry, let me catch up on these comments, y'all, because I got like a couple minutes. How are you, Chris? I'll be sitting here for you. It sounds like you have a gal who will support your son. Yes, and Albie, it's funny that he sees the BS that's going on, like, and I don't think he's not gonna. I feel as though he's not gonna let them get away with the bullying, because they're not even gonna get away with doing it to him. Like, I mean, I'm excited to see what the future holds. I don't know what the future entails. I don't know what tomorrow says, but you know what? Hey, we can pray about it and hope. And it's. But I can tell you right now, I know it's gonna turn out great, because this right here was like, when you're just about to lose hope, and just because I know that a lot of families out there are faced with that darkness that creeps up on us out of nowhere, and like, we could be doing so good in our fighting to get our kids home, and standing up, and voicing ourselves, and and helping others voice themselves. And like, there's a show that the news was doing called Help That Harms. Think about it. CPS, DVACs, child welfare services, foster care, foster care, foster care. Help that harms. These kids that have no family, that are stuck in the foster care system. As I guess I don't like the word orphan, but and yes, it is true. There are kids out there that do not have family, that are in these places. I've seen it. I've seen it. My son is around it, and it's heart wrenching. It is, and it hurt. I would. My son wants to bring them all home. He said, "Mom, or Danielle, they don't belong in a place like this. They belong with family." He said, "They all can come home with me." And he said he's gonna put them in his pocket and bring them home. I would open my door and welcome in any child that needed a loving family, and I'm sure my brother wouldn't mind. And because those are people too. These kids are people too. Their lives matter too. They don't deserve to be locked away and just forgotten. They don't need to be lost in the system. They need families. And be surprised. There's a lot of families out there that would love to let a child come and provide the child with that home. I'm sorry if y'all hear snoring in the background. So Albie, I thank you, and we're gonna see what the coming from this day forward, and starting Monday, guys, I'm going to. There's going to be a little change and I have a new thing. RJ said, "My sister, please know you're not alone. They took my son from me 2 years ago for neglect for being homophobic." Wow. So this is RJ. I don't I'm broken. Love our mother in heaven. Help us. Right. I'm sorry that it wow, 2 years ago. So are you still in an active case and working, or did they didn't CPR you or nothing, did they? For being homophobic. Wow. And I'm curious, and if you ever want to come and share your story, you can come on the show. Just you can email the email at the bottom, or I can put my email in the chat. But yes, I would love to know, or if anyone wants to, for that matter, I would love to know more. And y'all are more than welcome to email, and I'll get you on the show. And even if there's a day that I can come on anytime, but I usually do Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 5, 6 o'clock. But the schedule's changing. It said 6 o'clock, but I got on at 5:30 today, or 5:45, because I didn't see anyone on. So I wanted to spend some time with y'all. Um, but I don't. I would love to have people on the show and to voice yourself. I would love to open the door for that for y'all. Because I'm sure there's people out there, that parents that would love to, and I'm sure people, the audience and the world, just tired of hearing me ramble on, jabbering my jaw. I'm just kidding. I mean, I could talk for days, y'all. Y'all know this. I could talk for a long time. I mean, if they put me on here 4 hours, I could probably. I mean, there was a 30-minute show I did probably last week, and let me tell you, I don't think I took a breath. That's what Brenda told me. She called me. She's like, "Danielle, did you even breathe in that 30 minutes?" Like, I guess I mean, and it's good. Y'all help me in ways that y'all just don't be in here with me. It's. I'm glad I can get my story out. I'm glad I can share my knowledge and my support and my love for y'all, and my heart and passion to get your kids home. And that's, I'm not going to give up, and I'm not going to stop fighting. Even when my child comes home, or my son, I'm not going to stop, because I'm not going to stop until there's change. This is a system that was built many, many years ago and it for good, for the good, not what it's being pertained to now. So CPS, y'all's corrupt BS is gonna stop. And that's for all the corrupt ones in the system. That and I think the good ones that are, and I know that there are some out there. I've talked to several of them. Thank y'all for that. The guardian ad litems, the caseworkers, it's not y'all. Y'all do have heart. And I'm sorry y'all are going through the negative and the hate towards y'all for doing the right thing. Don't give up, please. We need ones like y'all to stand up. We need ones that are in the system, that are working, that have heart, that mean well, and that are following by them. I wish y'all would speak up, and I challenge y'all. I ask y'all to, because you would be surprised. We will stand with you. You have parents will, because we need the caseworkers and the guard. We need ones that are strong, that want reunification, not division, not placing a kid in foster care. We want the ones with heart, that want our families home, that want to get these kids back home to us. That maybe we hit a hard time in our life, and just faced with a challenge that we don't want. It may not see it coming, a lot, but please don't let the negative and the ones that are corrupt in the same job as y'all, please don't let them get to y'all. And I promise you, I wish, and I don't know if audience, people in the chat, Jonathan, Debbie, Brenda, Chris, y'all tell me, and Miss RJ, correct me if I'm wrong, and Albie, correct me what I just said. I mean, we would love to hear from the caseworkers and the ones that are actually doing what they're supposed to do, right? We would love to hear their piece on it. Because I can tell you, I'm gonna ask the one that I've talked to a few times, and she has shared with me plenty about how she feels. She feels that these caseworkers are not telling these parents what they're supposed to, and they're not following. They're failing to tell these parents what is required of them, what is asked of them, and they're not doing that. So, love from Canada and Christ. All right, everyone, I'm at my hour. I'm gonna have to get off here. I will try to be on again tomorrow, but I don't know. Just look for the notification. And next week, starting Monday, y'all are gonna join me on this journey and to see what happens with what we just found out with my case or with my son's case. Okay, and it's gonna be getting Alex home, bringing Albeezy home. I don't like that name, but it'll be bringing Alex home. Team Alex, let's go. We're gonna and Alex when he gets home, he's gonna and he's just know my son is one of them kids to come home to. He's all about it. He said, "Mama made me famous." Well, here we are, baby. Let's get Alex home. Let's get our kids home. Okay. Let's see. RJ says, please share my story. I will send you an email. Please do, RJ. Yes. Anyone, y'all can email me at that unmasking foster corruption at gmail.com. My name is Danielle Waugh, WUGH. I do live in Georgia. Okay. And I would put my number out there, but I'd probably get some trolls calling and, we'd get those several times in the chat. If any way can help me get my story, yes, ma'am. Be more than happy to help you, and we'll get you on the show and get you out there because we go live. We're on TikTok. We're on plenty of platforms. We're out there, and I would love to just reach out to me, and we'll get that set up. We will get that squared away, and we will get you on the show to where you can voice yourself, and because we're not going to be silenced anymore. No, they're trying to silence our kids. We're unbroken and we're not gonna be silenced. So and I'm thinking about naming that. I'm thinking about naming the show that. Changing the name of this show right here to Silenced and Unbroken. And yeah. So next week's gonna be so look out for the new stuff on Monday. Because we're gonna be on that journey of and y'all are gonna be with me every step of the way. It's gonna be a new time. And I will be sharing everything about my family, my friends. They're ready and they're part of it. So we got this, and we're gonna fight together, and we're gonna stand together. And yay, you know what we say? One is tough, but a pack is unstoppable, right? So pack it up. So we got this shot and censored, right? I will be. Yes, and just wait, Jonathan. Y'all will be. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be fun, and it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be but y'all are gonna be with me every step of the way. I promise. That's what I'm gonna offer and show everyone. Because you know what, my son, it's getting these people are it's getting old with their bullshit that they're doing and these bullying the ways that they're doing. It's not gonna happen. So Monday's a new and it's gonna be, and I will be on. I'm going to talk to the boss or Darren about this and see if I can. And every day, whenever anything that pertains to my son or the case in general will be on this YouTube channel, and y'all will be part of it, and we'll be live too. So, and that goes from filing the motion to whatever steps are next, and what they do, and what reactions are, and meetings, because it's time. It's time to show the world, okay? Let's do this. My son's an adult, remember that, and he's okay with all this too. So, and this is we got this. So y'all be ready, and y'all share it out, and I'll put a This is and honestly, this is something I just thought about, and I've been thinking about it, but I just pretty much said it's set. Monday's going to be a new day for a new dawn for a new time. This is going to be a game changer. One person's story, I'm only one story, but there's many. But the thing is, these are real people, real children, real families being torn apart, going through unimaginable pain. That is so. The system is hard. It's hard to navigate. It is, yes. And they make when you got a caseworker that's not even trying to work with you, it makes it harder to navigate. And then you're on a wild goose chase trying to find out things yourself when we don't even know our rights. They are wrong for that. And I'm fixing to show everything, emails and all. Yeah. So, I mean, if they're watching, I don't care if they are, because I can say what I need to say. I'm a grown up and they are grown too, and shame on them for picking on children, special needs children, any kind of children, for no reason. So, all right, everyone, y'all be good. Y'all be safe. Have a wonderful weekend. Brenda, have a good time out there where you're at. You be safe. You have fun. Tell your hubby I said hello, and hope you're doing well. And give him my love and not condolences. Give him my love and support, and we're here with him. And just tell him to stay strong. And everyone else, y'all keep fighting. RJ, please hit me up. Please email me. Gosh, I talk like I'm just talking to one of my friends. I'm sorry, y'all. Like, I do have manners. I do, I promise. I'm just, like, this is me. This is me. This is, got to be yourself, right? If I'm going to talk to the world, I'm going to talk as myself. So this is who I am. this is Danielle. And we're going to get our babies home. Caseworkers report. Yes, Tracy. And they're supposed to. Aren't they? I'm glad you welcome in. I do have to get, there's a show that starts at 7, y'all. And if I can, I will try to be on late, like at probably about 1 a.m. tonight. Just be on the lookout. I'm gonna talk to the crew and everything. So we can continue on this conversation, because this would be nice. But yes, and it makes you wonder, do they, Tracy Smith? So and they don't, and I can tell you right now from my experience with like what's going on in my case or with my son, they don't communicate. But what makes them think that, that they can play and just go against what is already set in place? And so these caseworkers, they're supposed to report to the child lawyer, and they don't. It's like a miscommunication horribly, and I'm afraid that has happened in a lot of these cases. So, all right, everyone. But thank you, Tracy, for joining us. Thank you. Y'all like, subscribe, share it out. Nice. They do for a fact that they report, or that they, well, I don't want to, I know that every case is different. I don't know what you're dealing with. I know in my situation, it's not been done like that. And I wish that they did do the communication and, did right, but I don't know what you meant by that. What they do for a fact. I know they do for a fact. So that they do report, or that they are iffy about reporting. Miss Tracy, I want to get that answer before we get off the show, guys. Sorry, y'all. But I do have to. I got 3 minutes. But I do thank y'all once again being here. If you can just reach out, Tracy, I would love to talk to you more about that. Or we can just continue on another show. I'll be back. We got the Punisher show tonight, I believe, and we got, I think, the Tip and Punisher show at 7. We got some shows coming up. So subscribe, y'all. I do got to get off here. But yes, thank y'all for joining me, and sending my love to every one of you. Thank you. Y'all have a wonderful Friday, and I will see you next time. Thank y'all. Yes. Okay. Tracy, email. My email is in this. They're messaging me. So here's my email. Reach out to me, Tracy and RJ. Yes, that's my email right there. You see it? Reach out to that email, please. But I gotta end my show because I don't want to. Thank y'all so much. Y'all have a wonderful night, and I will see y'all probably tomorrow or tonight after midnight. Bye, everyone. Be on the lookout for Unmasking Foster Corruption notification. Love you guys and gals.